Hey everybody, Jamie here. I am the developer of Geeked-Out Basketball, and welcome to our Dev Diary number 3. For those of you who are new to the channel or new to the game, what is Geeked-Out Basketball? It's a game that we are currently developing that is going to be designed specifically for sports sim gaming geeks. Think of it as Football Manager for basketball, because basketball needs its version of a deep tactical basketball simulation game. So that's what we're building here. And today's dev diary is going to go deep into the play calling component of Geeked Out Basketball. So where we're at right now with the development is we're currently pre-alpha. It's very raw. These dev diaries are really meant to give you all a peek behind the curtain very early on in the development process. And you're going to see the game grow along with us. And frankly, if you're one of the people who's watching this now, who's really into a game like a deep tactical basketball simulation game, you have the opportunity to help us define the features and the game design and other components. So if you have any thoughts, any comments, good or bad, and frankly, even like the bad comments are probably more valuable to us right now than the good comments, leave those in the either in the comments section, or you can join our Discord and speak to me directly there as well. I'll put a link to the Discord in the comments. And also, if you want to be the first to be notified when our alpha goes live, which we're really targeting to get that launched hopefully before the end of 2025, fingers crossed, we have a link in the description below, gobalpha.com. You can go there, you can enter your email address. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to give away your information. We'll simply use that channel or that email to make you aware of when the alpha is live. And then as we move on, obviously, we'll do some more communication with y'all. But let's get into play calling for now. And as a reminder, this is a basketball sim game where you don't control the players on the court, but rather you play the role as the coach. You make strategic coaching decisions. And then based on that, you're going to see the game simulate in real time on screen. So we're developing this with 3 game modes. You can do a single game scrimmage, you can play a tournament, or you can do franchise mode, which is going to be the crown jewel of this game. For the sake of going deep and really teaching you all more about the play calling component of the game, I'm going to play a scrimmage game. Excuse me. All right, so we'll choose 2 teams. I'll just choose a couple teams here at random. And then the way this works is, if you remember, every player has 12 attributes. Inside scoring, outside shooting, inside defense, outside defense, passing, ball handling, rebounding, strength, agility, endurance, basketball IQ, and free throw shooting. And then from that, you can start to intuit who's going to be the better inside player, who's going to be the better driver to the basket, outside shooter, etc. So we will just do a little auto set with the lineup. And then I just kind of like to play around a little bit with the positions that each player will be playing once I do a bit of an auto set. And I'm actually going to do a little bit of an override with the auto set of the lineup. Let's get Benny Pena in here to the small forward position. And just because I think he'll be a better fit. And we will go from here. So we'll go to the game plan. So I'm going to talk about the parts of the game plan that are going to impact your play calling in here. So again, you've really got a grid slider where you can call 100% motion plays, 100% set plays, run a 50-50 mix, or you can lean more like 75% set plays, 25% motion here, or vice versa, 75% motion, 25% set plays here. The biggest trade-off, there are a few trade-offs, but the biggest ones are motion. Think of a motion offense in basketball as you're running an infinite loop. And then it's really on players to make the proper read and react accordingly and find their shot or find the right pass. It's going to really rely on basketball IQ. It's going to rely on good team chemistry. And then players need to have good awareness. Are they in a good situation to make a shot? Or is one of their teammates in a good situation to make a shot where they should then pass to him? Another component about motion offense is that really any player can end up taking a shot from anywhere on the court. Now, these are going to be set up in a way to where like your big men, your centers, your power forwards are going to get some pretty early opportunities to take inside shots, and then your outside shooters are going to get opportunities from the outside. but it's going to be a continuous motion. So there could be a situation where you might have a small point guard in the game and he gets the ball on the block, or your power forward might end up with an open 3-point shot. That's one of the trade-offs. An advantage of motion offense is that it does keep the defense off balance a little bit. And then the other thing too is you have an infinite loop. So your players are always going to have a play to be executing. They're never going to be forced into an untenable situation where, i.e., the play ends, unless they make a poor decision and fall out of it, or the defense does something spectacular to force them out of the motion sequence. Whereas set plays execute a set play. And if for some reason your team isn't able to fully execute that set play, whether it's their poor performance on the offensive side or the defense plays such good defense that they force them out of the set play, then players are going to be forced to freelance a little bit and figure it out, and oftentimes relatively quickly before the shot clock expires. So if and when a team gets pushed out of their offensive set play, they're going to be significantly more prone to make mistakes like a turnover or an offensive foul, or just shoot a really poor low percentage shot. Now, the advantages of set plays are you are calling specific plays to get specific players in specific positions to take the shot. So if you have a really good big man, you can call an inside set play, and it's going to be designed to get him the ball on the block. And the other thing too is if you have a bit of a talent advantage on your opponent, set plays are going to work really well because they'll be able to really just out-execute those set plays and make it happen. So again, you can kind of dial it up whatever way you want. I'm going to leave it at 50-50 for the sake of this video. And then another component for your play calling to realize is you can dial up or down the amount of inside plays, attack plays, which are where players are going to look to the drive to the basket, or outside shots. And these are going to be set relative to each other. So let's just say, for example, you dial outside up to 4, you dial attack down to 0, and then you dial inside to 1. Then 80% of your play calls are going to have an outside focus, 20% are going to have an inside focus, and you'll never have an attack focus. So be mindful when you're using never. The game's going to reward you for mixing your play calling up a bit to keep the defense off balance, but it's also going to reward you that you can start to build momentum if certain play types are working. So let's say your inside play types are really rolling and you've got it maxed out. Even if the defense knows it's coming, if your team is in a high momentum state with inside plays, they're going to be difficult to stop. So there's a lot of trade-offs when you're setting different settings in this game. We're going to leave everything at a 2 for now. And then a thing to notice as well too, or a note, is for set plays with a focus, it's going to call a play with that focus in mind. So if you have an inside set play, it's going to call a set play designed specifically to get the ball in for an inside shot. Whereas let's say you have a motion with a high focus on inside, your players are just going to be more prone to look for opportunities on the inside as they're running the infinite loop of the motion offense, if that makes sense. And let's say you dial up outside with a 100% motion offense, then it's going to be your players are looking to take more outside shots or find teammates who are setting up for an outside shot in the motion offense more than they're looking to find or create like attack or inside shots. So let's set everything in the middle for now, and we'll hit save and continue, and we'll go to the game. So again, the usual caveat for you all in that the animation on this is not there yet. Animation, we've got the back-end sim working great. And right now we're really working on wiring the animation to the front end, or to the back end. But what we're even focusing on even more right now is getting the functionality all wired in here as well. So I'm gonna hit play quarter, and I'll just kind of show you, we're gonna progress a little bit. Down here, we've got a play call center. It's a little cut off by the bottom of the screen. We got to clean up design. I'll get into the play call center. But the first note I want to show you all is that before the start of each half-court offensive set, you're going to get a pop-up that's going to show the player who's going to be the focus of the upcoming execution, as well as what the play call is and then your expected EV. So this was a set play outside with a medium EV. We'll kind of take a look at it again when we get our next half-court offense session, which may happen here. The defense is running a trap, and they work the trap. So we got a motion inside. Now, our EV system right now, the scale runs from -2 to +2. So anything above 0 is a positive EV for the offense. Anything below 0 is expected EV in favor of the defense. And one thing to note is the EV has nothing to do with how the play is being executed in the game. It's literally just the expected value based on the strategic components that have been put into place. So who are the players on the court? What are the team attributes that are in play? What is happening with the specific situation regarding team momentum around plays, momentum around players, etc. So it's purely just expected value based on all of the components that the play call has been called. And one quick note for you all as well here, this isn't displaying actual EVs for these plays right now. We've just kind of hard-coded in a bit of a randomization. We're going to be implementing the actual EV calculation within the next few updates. But that's what that pop-up is meant. So motion inside against a zone defense, and you see they're looking for an inside shot. They got their inside shot, and he made it, and he got fouled, or didn't get fouled, but he got it. So great. Another thing to note here, and this is kind of cut off a little bit. I was able to get it up there, but we have a what we call the vertical progress pill down here. The design on this is really clumsy. It's really fat right now, and it's not very elegant. We're going to work on the design, but this is down here in the play call center, and essentially, while the EV shows you your expected value based on the strategic components of the game that are set up, the progress pill shows you how it's actually executed. So you're going to see a green pop here if the offense out executes the defense. You're going to see a red pop down here if you see the defense out execute the offense. And then it's going to scale as well too. So if this feels fully green, that means the offense completely out executed the defense on that particular possession. And this one, the defense significantly out executed the offense. That's why it went red. You're going to see some smaller, I see that was a smaller red, so the defense slightly out executed the offense. So again, there's a lot going on here, a lot of information. It's funny, I'm partnering with Grok a lot as my thought partner to help build this out. And I've really, built Grok, at least that thread I have with Grok, I've built it into a game design expert to kind of help me build some of these features. And Grok is constantly yelling at me because it says that I'm putting too much information out here. My whole thought is that the information overload is part of the gameplay. And, I think sports sim gamers, you want as much information as you can get. And then part of the challenge during real-time gameplay, just like for a real-time coach, is based on your research, your game planning, your scouting of the other team, you're going to have to choose where you want to focus your attention. Are you going to be focusing a lot on the players, on the plays, on the gameplay center, etc.? So we got through the first quarter. I'm just going to auto set a lineup, and then we'll kind of tweak things here a little bit. That looks good. We'll just kind of set the game plan, and then we'll go back, start the second quarter. Had a pretty competitive first quarter there, 16-14. A few other components I want to kind of give you a heads up on the play call center down here. Again, this is going to show full screen. I just got some weird sizing issues going with the screen, but you can override your upcoming play call. So right now the computer is simming play calls for you based on the percentages of your presets. But what we have here is you can call, we can force a 4-1 motion offense here. Oh, it looks like I might have a bug with the animation. Okay, weird. So anyway, I'm going to have to kind of look at that. It looks like we hit a bug with the animation with the start of the second quarter. So let me pause. But essentially, you can force a 4-1 motion offense, and it shows you the offensive player who's going to be the focus to take the shot. And you can hover here and get the tooltip and see his energy and where he stands from a momentum perspective. Again, that's getting weirdly cut off right now because of just the formatting. But you can also see the player's information up here as well too, if you want to see the information on them there. And then as a reminder for all play calls too, you can go to the S2 tab of the team box score, and you can kind of see what's the current effectiveness level of each of these play calls, motion inside, motion outside, etc. How many instances have you run and what's been the success rate, etc. So there's going to be a lot more to come on play calling. This starts to give you a bit of a tease as to what's going on here. Kind of looks, I really need to rework the code here because everything got reset here for the start of the second quarter. It kind of reset to a first quarter instance. So please forgive me for that. It's just a little bug. We'll get that fixed. But yeah, these are going to get significantly less buggy, these dev diaries, as we get further down the road. But you can kind of see the play calling component that's going to play into this, and the amount of strategy that's going to be required by use the coach in order to execute. So that's everything. Again, check out gobalpha.com to give us your email, and we can let you know when the game alpha is live. And then if you have any comments or any thoughts on features or what you want to see, please leave them in the comments. I'm listening to anybody and everybody at this point who wants to give us some ideas. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.